And with a mighty shout and a swing of his blade, our brave knight vanquished the demon out of existence. However, as the body and spirit of the demon slowly disappeared, the haunting, final words can be heard, echoing through the night sky. Be wary, human. Thou may have defeated me, but there are many more like me. Those who are even more powerful than I. You best be wary, for those who make it a habit of slaying demons do not get to live so peacefully. And I'm afraid that is all to the story for now. Oh, don't worry. There's plenty more to it. I just don't know the whole of it yet. And I'm afraid I wasn't able to transcribe the full text when visiting the neighboring kingdom. Of course. Don't worry. I promise to tell all of you the full tale once I learn and write it down. You have my word, as an aspiring novelist and storyteller. Now then, I believe drinks are in order. Telling a riveting story such as that one has gotten me quite parched. Ah, on the house. Well, I won't deny a free drink. Thank you kindly. Another story already? Did my last tale not leave you satisfied? Calm yourselves, my unruly adventurers. It was only a jest. Do not worry. I have plenty more stories to retell. Oh? So picky. But alas, if you wish for a new story that has not been told, then I must simply oblige. Now let's see. The night sky. It's truly quite beautiful, is it not? With a night such as this, it's reminiscent of that one. Yes, I believe I'll tell that one. Well now, to everyone here who doesn't have to go, or is not already passed out drunk, then come, gather around and listen well, for I have another story to tell. Oh, and a bit of forewarning, my friends. This one is different compared to my usual tales. No adventurers, no fantastical creatures. No, this is a story, a mythos actually, about romance. Oh, but alas, I'm afraid I forgot the name of this tale. I never translated it while I was there. They spoke in such a strange tongue. But fret not, I remember it perfectly. Oh, a fair question. As for where it originates from, well, it comes from a land far from here, where the people are supposed to be more enlightened, considering themselves to be so much better, so much smarter. But I digress. Let us begin. Once, within a faraway kingdom, there was a young and very skilled artisan, a sculptor in fact. He was known all throughout for his exceptional work and impeccable details in his craft. Those who have heard of and commissioned him for a piece have always been left in awe at the end product. They were amazed at the amount of detail the young sculptor can put into the medium, whether it be marble, ivory, wood, even metal. Oh, but there was a reason as to why our young artisan was so skilled in his craft. You see, as many young men would during their youth, they would be out doing, well, what young men would be doing, chasing women and whatnot. As for our artisan, however, he saw women differently. The kingdom where our artisan resides is home to many women who were, let us just say, unfaithful to their partner. Regardless, in the eyes of our young artisan, he would feel that there was no woman in the kingdom that was right for him. Seeing them as impure and flawed creatures, he vowed not to spend a single moment of his life with them. Instead, he would focus his time on his craft, spending his days working tirelessly with his sculptures, perfecting every method, every medium. He created sculptures of all shapes and sizes, whether it be simple objects to detailed representations of people. To that end, all his time and effort would culminate into one of his most splendid pieces, an ivory statue. But get this, the statue itself was a statue of a woman, and one that was more beautiful than any other living woman he has seen. Upon finishing the statue, he dropped his instruments and simply looked at his work in awe. Every detail, every chiseled feature was as perfect as can be. It made all of his past works look like mere child's play. What he achieved was a true work of art. It was so beautiful, in fact, that as he was looking at his finished work, he professed his love to the statue. Yes, I know. Listening to it the first time, it sounds ridiculous, but let me finish, my friends. It gets interesting. With this newfound love for the statue, he would treat it like any other love-struck man would. He would gift it with flowers, drape it with the finest of dresses and jewelry, or Sculptor talked to it, confessed his feelings and desires in subtle whispers. He would even kiss the statue, and even sleep beside where it stood. Oh, but such acts of affection would simply be one-sided, for after all, it was a mere statue he had fallen in love with. Truly ironic, is it not? In his quest to perfect his craft, he created a marvel that encaptured the ideal beauty of woman, and in doing so, he also fell in love with the one thing that could never return his affection. And so, days turned to weeks as our young sculptor continued to show his love to the statue. Until one night, a night much similar to where I was right now, he would break down in tears and kneel in front of the statue. Such beauty and grace he had sculpted. Oh, how he wished for her to be real. He prayed desperately to the gods to let his dreams and desires come true, to somehow have his creation become alive, so he can truly experience the love he had with it. He prayed. Oh, he prayed. And with his prayers finally said, our sculptor would soon feel the pull of sleep take him, and he would slowly feel himself lose consciousness as he began to slumber. Luckily for the sculptor, his prayers would not go unanswered. The gods of these lands have heard his pleas, and his actions did not go unnoticed. How he prayed to them with such passion, and how he truly did love his statue, far greater than they've seen with any other human relationship. The gods looked at one another in an unspoken agreement. For the day after that night, he will have his wish. The morning after, our young sculptor would slowly wake up, realizing that he had fallen asleep next to his beloved statue. However, when he would open his eyes and gaze up at the statue, he would become shocked at what he saw. For there, not standing, kneeling beside him with a warm and loving smile, was the statue herself. He slowly sat up in silence, not believing his eyes. Was this real? Was this a dream? Instead of smooth ivory all throughout, he saw a woman with fair, unblemished skin, flowing hair, and eyes that held emotion. Instead of standing in its statuesque pose, she was indeed kneeling beside him, showing signs that she must have moved. Reaching out his hand, he would feel a warm sensation of another being, and that same feeling, it would then be felt around him as the woman slowly wrapped her arms around him. It had truly happened. The gods of those lands had heard his pleas. His flawless piece of art had been given life, and is now here by his side, returning to him the love and affection he had given in kind. How come now, my friends? No reason for you to cry. Indeed, it's as I said. It is a beautiful tale. One of my favorites, to be honest. And it's not over just yet. With the two now being able to live and love one another fully, they would soon get married, and they went about their days together in happiness. They never forgot to pray and give thanks to the gods. After all, it was them that gave them both such a wonderful gift. Regrettably, however, all good things must come to an end, and as the years slowly went on, our young sculptor would too follow along with the flow of time. Eventually, he would sadly die of old age, before his lover. Fret not, however, for our living statue would not have to live the rest of her days alone. Days after our sculptor had been buried and laid to rest, our living statue would stand beside her love's grave and pray to the gods. She thanked them once again for giving her a life and being able to live happily with such a loving partner. All she requested was that she join her love as soon as she can. With a final smile, the sun would slowly set into night, yet she would remain there, standing beside our main character's grave. And when the first rays of light would finally shine, one would be greeted with a beautiful statue of a woman, standing and watching over the grave that was next to her. And so, there they rest now, together. Two lovers, gifted the chance to be with one another, now living harmoniously and happily in the afterlife, side by side. Again, it's not my usual type of story to tell, but after seeing the night sky, it just made me feel reminiscent. Though, judging by the smiles and tears on some of your faces, I'd wager you all enjoyed it. I'm glad to hear that. Well now, I suppose I must be off now. Oh, I appreciate the offer to stay. I truly do. But I'm afraid I'm expected elsewhere. It may be late at night, but I think a head start would be good. Besides, I wish to enjoy the night sky while I walk. Of course, I shall certainly be careful of any dangers. But hey, perhaps if something did happen, it would make for a story. After all, who doesn't love a good story? Alright, I'll be careful. Enjoy your drinks, all of you. Until next time.